good! Beer is good! Beer is good! Let's go drink some beer! 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 Beer!
Hey guys, it almost feels like a new year, so let's get this started off right, whatever the hell that means. Welcome, Wednesday, first day of 2014. I hate to sound negative, but when I woke up this morning and Obama was still president, I realized we're still screwed. It's pretty much the way it's been since he was elected. I know it could be just coincidence, but there was never one time in my entire life, up till Obama was president, that I ever worried about having a job. So, and unfortunately, the shit stain is going to be in office for 1,114 days, or until he anoints himself king. What are we looking at? We're looking at Hellrazer from DuClaw Brewing. 7.5% by volume. There you go, that's the top. So, did you guys do anything special? I was actually almost on my way to bed when Travis sent me a invite for Google Chat, and next thing you know, I think it was 1:30. I don't know. I hadn't really planned on doing anything. Call me whatever you want to call me. Chuck does. I never do the. I can't stand the bar thing. You know, if you want to hang out with friends and have a good time, then pick some place. You know, Travis has got the truck stop. Chuck, it's usually lights out at the old folks' home at 10. But up till then, he's just an animal. I've just never done the bar thing. So we hooked up with Netflix and did an old Jet Li movie, which was, I don't know, it was okay. I think it was Fearless. I'd never seen that one. And like I said, I think the brew review is one of the only beers. Then I had a couple of whiskey 7-Ups, and I don't know, it's okay. I was okay with it. Now, on the other hand, as soon as we're done doing this, which it's actually already kind of late, I do intend on having a few. Of course, I think I thought that last night. So let's just do this. I know nothing about DuClaw. I mean, other than the ones on Shelby's paws. It's got a pretty thick golden color. Out of curiosity, has anybody else used the Google Chat thing and wonder if it actually works? Because last night I personally invited all of the usual suspects, and either I got completely dissed, which I understand, or it seems like it doesn't work. Like sometimes, like I'll be like, "Where were you last night? I sent you an invite." I never got an invite. Oh, sorry, I digress. We got a little not quite clear. We got carbonation going on, not a heck of a lot of it up there. Smell very citrusy. Also got a sweet citrus. Almost seems like a little bit of orange or tangerine in the mix. So cheers to a better year than the last, say, 5. And if I have it, you know, if there's any smart, Republicans that, you know, they don't listen to anybody, so why would my voice make any difference? They're all chicken shit to do the right thing and act like, you know, if the media says that if the Republicans don't do this or don't do that, then it's not going to look good for them. You know what? Screw that. Do what you're sent to do and do the right thing, what the founding fathers would stand behind. Who gives a shit if you're going to get reelected or not? You need to stand on principle and stand for something. What is it? It's just as soon as you're become a politician, you automatically, you know, take the stupid pill, and all you ever give a shit about is your own longevity. I think being a representative should be like jury duty. You should not look forward to it. There should be no extra perks. It shouldn't grandfather you in for the rest of your natural life. You should go serve and go home. Like jury duty. Cheers, guys. Well, that citrus is there. Kind of a sweeter. Doesn't have the kind of that heavy grapefruit like hit, but now this is very dry. Has kind of a medium mouthfeel. Yeah, yeah, like the fisheye look. Yeah, literally, there's a dick over me. It's kind of like most of my careers. There's always a dick over you. But you get that citrus hit, but it's at the, you know, it's almost more on the dry side than the bitter. You know, you can just get one and not the other. And all the time, that citrus is a little bit of caramel in there, but I'm not exactly sure if that's a few different things kind of mingling together to make their own as far as the flavor. Honestly, I can't quite pin it down. I almost lean more towards the tangerine kind of side of it. Definitely not really getting that grapefruit, and not really the piney side either. Definitely dry. Kind of that caramel bread kind of finish. Nothing other than that, like, semi-sweet citrus. Does anything really stand out? It's, you know, kind of, as far as an IPA goes. I mean, for something calling itself Hellrazer, you know, it's not really terrorizing you on any front. The citrus is kind of a pulpy kind of sweetness to it. You know, it doesn't have the harshness of like the peel kind of thing. Definitely doesn't have the edginess of the pine or grapefruit. The whole thing is bordering on the dry. Maybe just a little bit of bitterness in there. And it finishes with a dry, semi-sweet, like caramel and bread. And then the thing that kind of stays lingering behind is that what kind of citrus is that? I mean, it's drinkable. It's got that going for it. It is unique, that that flavor that kind of hangs with you in the citrus is unlike any kind of an IPA I've had up to this point in time. I'd say of all the stuff I've had, it's just kind of average. You know, would I get it again? You know, walked in and a 6-pack is, you know, got some kind of a, you know, ridiculously good price versus, you know, maybe what you were there for. I'd maybe think about it again, but overall, it's just kind of like no thrills, really. I mean, it doesn't have like one thing that really stands out for it. On the E scale, I'd probably say she's at a solid 7.0. I mean, it smells good. I mean, it's not like you're like alright, well, that was Hellrazer IPA, 7.5% by volume on the alcohol. That's really hidden in there. That, again, I would have probably never pegged it that high without having, say, you know, 10 of them. DuClaw Brewing. I'll have to do a little research on them and find out what else that they have. Tomorrow, gonna go give my friend a hand bright and early. Yeah. Today, yeah, a lot of good reasons to stay in, and I think it was that when I woke up this morning, it was negative 21 without the wind chill. You know it's cold. Let's see. I was outside plugging in Samantha's truck by 9 o'clock this morning, and it would not start at 2:30. But I think I don't think I know it has a crap battery in it. I don't know why, but it pulled 700 or 600. Wish it pulled 700. Pulled 600 cold cranking amps on a test on a fairly warm day, and you know, ran out there, got home from running a couple errands, and got home and still nothing. And as fast as I could put the jumper cables on my battery and on her battery and walk around and turn the key, it immediately fired without any hesitation and ran. So I think the battery may pull 600 cold cranking amps when it's fairly warm, but it doesn't like that when it's cold. So I think it needs at least a, well, they probably recommend a 650, but I'd put a 700 cold cranking amp battery in it and probably be done. But then again, that's Samantha's money, and I know right now she'd be happy if she could just sell the truck so that she'd have more money for school and find something a little cheaper, which would be cool. But you know, she wouldn't listen to me, and I've been there, done that. So what should we look at tomorrow? We got a few things from Jerry, Blue Thunder, or I've got, just because I want to. Told you that my place had 3 things from Oscar Blues Brewery, which is awesome. I hope this wasn't just a fluke that they had 1050 and this, and I don't remember what the third thing was, but this is their Grubna, G-U-B-N-A. I don't know if that's what that even is supposed to be, but it's an Imperial IPA, and it's a big one. It's a 10.5%, 10% by volume. And under that full disclosure thing, they come in a 4-pack. They're fairly pricey, and there's 2 of them left. This is one of them, and the other one I think might meet a tragic ending as soon as we're done discussing this. So it won't come as a surprise that that is pretty good. But that it doesn't hide the 10% alcohol very well. They appear to really like to get their booze in their beer, but it's got great taste. So let's take a look at that tomorrow. And again, thank you, Paul, PA Brew News. Oh yeah, there's definitely some unfiltered stuff in there. Otherwise, I hope you guys all made it safely through your New Year's. Of course I did, because I didn't go anywhere. I evidently invited a bunch of people to a Google chat, and either it didn't work or whatever the reason is. But let's all hope that this year goes better, and somebody pulls their head out of their ass, because personally speaking, I can probably think of, use up all my fingers coming up with all the reasons that the leader of the regime, actually he's not the leader, he's just the fall guy for the people pulling his strings, but at least if we can, flush some of the shit out of the system, maybe the rest of the turd flow will go. Otherwise, my thoughts on the GoPro is I'm really impressed with it. The GoPro is pretty much known for its ability to handle abuse and weather conditions. Unfortunately, of course, like I said, right now I'm touching distance from this camera. The microphones are on the front of this one, and the GoPro was sitting twice the distance over there, and the microphone is on the back. So that doesn't exactly help. Sound quality would probably not be bad if you had some kind of option, but because it's so small, there isn't really an option for a at least I don't think there's really any option for some kind of a remote microphone. I know this camera is more than capable of like a lapel kind of microphone, where that one's not. But anybody that's been thinking about it, I honestly can say, from what I've known doing the research and talking to people that have them and or want to jump into the market, I really think that the one that you want to lean towards, unfortunately, is the top one, the black. That I think is the only one in the lineup that'll shoot at 240 frames a second. So that's the only one that's going to have a chance of maybe being some fun if you're a gun channel or want to catch some explosions. And I haven't obviously tried that part of it. The only problem that I have, and Dan, my computer guy, first of all, I think this guy, this is pretty much toast. Every single time I've come downstairs, I've found it on the BIOS screen saying that the hard drive is on inevitable failure, and I just don't know if that chassis is worth sinking any money into. I believe right now it's 7 years old. Maybe putting a hard drive in it just so I can continue using it like this, I suppose, is worth it, considering what that would cost. But yeah, the GoPro, the only thing I experience is the same problem that I have when I do Ms. Bomey's picture-in-picture. Our picture-in-picture camera shoots at like 248 by whatever, and my editing software crashes, and I don't think it's a hardware-related thing. I think it's software, and I'm not going to know until I experiment, because after I put together last night's brew review, I decided to check, and there was a brand new version of my AVS editor, and since then I've downloaded it and haven't had a chance to use it to see if it plays, but it just doesn't seem to like the high resolution stuff. And that camera has a lot of flexibility. I mean, this thing here, not too much control over this. This is a Canon camcorder, But the GoPro, you can bring it all the way down to WVGA, and you can go 700, 720, 720 Super View, 9 something, 1080, 1080 Super View, 2.7, and then it has 2 settings for the new 4K. So if that's something that you're leaning towards, it looks like, you know, if you're worried about file size and transfer and all of that, you can definitely you know, lower the setting and try different settings. Like last night, that was filmed at 1080 at, I think it was 20, well, maybe I did leave it at 60 frames a second, but which isn't really necessary for standing in front of the camera drinking a beer and talking to you. Probably more for out at the range. But either way, I've got some different mounts and stuff coming for it. Yeah, I said mounts. Once again, just comment section. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here and check the born on dates on a few of my my beers, and go watch something with Ms. Bomey. So, you guys, again, Happy New Year to everybody. I appreciate all the interaction that happens, and unless something earth-shattering happens, we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll take a look at the Oscar Blues Imperial IPA. So, you guys have a good night.